People see the tears at the funeral, but what they don't see is what happens after. They don't see the grief that follows you into the grocery store. They don't see the nights where you're staring at the ceiling wide awake. They don't see the empty chair at the table that screams louder than any words could. This is the hidden grief of losing a child, a tremendous loss, something that no parent should ever go through. And we go through different stages. We go through different things. Grief doesn't end after the service. It doesn't have an expiration date. It comes back in what we call layers. You feel it when birthdays pass that you never get to celebrate. You feel it on holidays when the laughter, is just a little quieter because someone's missing. You feel it in random moments, seeing a child their age at the park or hearing a song that takes you back. This grief is hidden because most of the world moves on, but for you and I, the world will never be the same again. It's this pressure to be strong. People mean well, but sometimes they say things like, stay strong, keep your head up, time heals all. And you know what? Time doesn't heal everything. Faith doesn't erase pain. Smiles don't mean the heart is whole. We put on this mask for everyone. We put on this mask to cover up the hidden parts of the grief and the pain that we're struggling with because we don't want to make them uncomfortable. But the truth is, grief is not weakness. Grief is love with nowhere to go. The Bible says in Psalms 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And that tells me and you something very, very powerful. God doesn't run from our pain. He moves closer to us. Even Jesus in John 11, when his friend Lazarus died, he wept. Think about that for a second. The Son of God, knowing he was about to raise Lazarus from the dead, and he still wept. Why? That's because grief is love, because tears are holy too. And when you lose a child, faith doesn't take away the questions, but it anchors you when the waves hit. Now I need you to hear me on this. Hidden grief doesn't mean forgotten grief. The world may not see it, but God does. Your child's memory is not erased. Their life, no matter how long or short, carries weight. It matters. And though the pain doesn't disappear, somehow God turns even our deepest wounds into testimonies. Not overnight, not easy, but slowly, day by day, and breath by breath. Our testimonies are loud. Our testimonies to be able to help others and to be able to heal those who have gone through the same pain, the same loss that we have gone through, and to let them know that they're not alone is the biggest thing that we can do in these moments. So if you're carrying a grief no one else understands, you're not alone. You don't need to explain your pain. You don't need to hide your tears. The fact that you're still standing and that you're still breathing and that you're still showing up, that is strength. That is what we call faith in action. This isn't about moving on. It's about moving forward with the love we carry and the scars that remain. And if you lost a child, I just want to say, I see you. God sees you. And your child is not forgotten. Be blessed, guys.